Hello, this is Mrs. Smeckens, and in this lesson series, we're looking to juggle multiple texts in order to compare them. In the last lesson, we looked at comparing two texts that were both fiction. They were both literature. And we know when you compare two stories that you're going to look at both of them for the categories of story elements. So you're going to look at the main characters, the setting, the plots, and the themes. And we also know that whenever you make comparisons, you have to talk about not only how the two texts are different in each category, but also how they're similar. Maybe not the same, but similar. Okay, well, in this lesson, what I'd like to do is talk through what it would be like if you were comparing two texts that weren't stories. What if you were comparing two nonfiction texts? Or you were reading about two nonfiction topics, all right, and you were comparing two presidents, one to another. You were comparing two body systems, two planets, two animals. Okay, well, those story elements are not going to be your categories. Those only work for stories. And it's the reason that I started with literature, because the categories that go in the middle for stories are always the same. That's why literature is easier to compare. Nonfiction's harder because the categories change. Okay, so how do we go about this process? What would this look like? Well, we're going to use the exact same process we've been using, okay? Read a text, understand one text, read a text, understand the second text, then group related information into categories. And we're going to use a teacher, okay? So let's pretend that you read all about eagles and owls, okay? And so now as the teacher, I might say, we've read all this information about eagles and owls, and now I want you to compare them for, and then I tell you the categories I want you to look at. And that's how it works in like second grade, third grade, but yeah, not by the time we get to our grade level. No, teachers stop telling you the categories to look at, the comparison categories. They expect you to be able to come up with them, you to be able to infer them. Do you remember the word inferring? It's where you collect details, you put them together to come up with something new. Remember inferring when we were doing the silhouette head was always in the neck and it was always pink? Bam, look. It is not by accident that our categories are pink, you guys, because you're going to have to come up with the categories when you compare two texts or two topics. Authors don't tell you, teachers don't tell you, and tests definitely don't tell you what the category should be. That's your job as the reader. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay, let me walk you through it. Let me teach you how to do this. Let's pretend that we read all about eagles and owls, okay? And on your screen are all of the reading voice details I collected about eagles and all of the reading voice details I collected from the author, right? Reading voice details come from the text. That's why they're green, come from the author about owls. Okay, so now I want you to look and follow along, but I'm actually going to use my chart up here, and I'm just going to list, no order, I'm just going to list the details on the screen. Do you see how there's no horizontal lines? The rows. Do you see how you have two long columns, eagles and owls, eagles and owls, eagles and owls, but there are no horizontal rows? Yeah, that's normal. When you're first trying to get yourself ready for a comparison, first you just have to list everything you know about one, in this case, eagles. Then you're going to just list in no particular order everything you know about the other one from reading, right? Your reading voice about owls. We'll then group it and put it into rows, but we don't need rows yet. So even though my T-chart has rows on it, just ignore them, all right? I'm just going to list all the eagle details I learned from reading about eagles. All right, here's what I learned. The text said eagles are a huntress. They fly alone. They build a nest at the top of a tree. They rip flesh off their prey with their beak. The beak of an eagle is longer and heavier than other birds. Eagles fly more than 10,000 feet above altitude, or in altitude. Eagles have small eyes. They normally fly at 40 miles an hour. An eagle will catch, fight, and kill its prey. Eagles long glide, soar gracefully. Oh, it must be how they fly. Glide and soar. Okay, hunt during the day. Eagles, this is all eagles. Swoop for prey. National bird of the US of A, right? The bald eagle. Maximum speed is 100 miles an hour. And eagles have large hooked beaks. All right, no order. I just listed it. Look, list the details for your first text or topic. Did it. Check. Now, list the details from your second text or topic. You cannot start comparing. You don't know anything about categories until you first know the text individually. Step 1, step 2. So now I'm going to read all about owls. And let's pretend, using my reading voice, I learned the following things from the text I read. That owls have velvety, thick, and soft feathers. They have super hearing. They fly inches above their prey undetected. They are solitary creatures. They fly 40 miles an hour maximum. Their neck rotates 270 degrees. They're called the Lord of the Night. Owls don't fly far. They have sharp talons that pierce their prey's organs. An owl is sometimes a character in a children's book that is wise, gives advice. Owls are silent predators. They fly below 500 feet. They have a powerful beak to grip and tear its prey, and they swoop after their prey. Okay, so I've now read and understood both texts. Now it's time to do step 3. Now I have to create groupings. This is when the reader has to look across, look at what I know about one text or topic and what I know about the other, and start to look for common information. Not necessarily same detail, but same type of detail. And I need a grouping. Okay, so let me show you how I would do this. Now, some of you are going to do this. You're going to say, swoops after prey, swoops after prey. I got it, Miss Smeckens, move those down. I got my first row. My first row is swoops after prey. Wait a minute. What? You're going to make a whole row about swoops after prey? A row is a paragraph. What are you going to say for 4 or 5 sentences about swoops after prey? No, you're just trying to get her done. Stop. No, you need multiple details. You have to group. Group replies multiple details that go together. Okay, so let's put swoop after prey elsewhere. And some of you were like 40 miles an hour, but that is not a grouping. One detail is not a grouping. Watch Mrs. Smeckens do this. When I do it, the first thing I do is I just pick up a detail. I'm just going to pick up a detail. And so I have this idea of huntress. Okay. So an eagle is a hunter. Huntress is, like a person, an animal, an expert hunter. Okay, got huntress. Now I'm not even going to put it down. I need to just think about it. What else do I know about the eagle as a hunter, if anything? Okay, flies alone. Well, no, that's about flying. Okay, nest. No, that doesn't tell me about how they hunt. Okay, but I see the word hunt right here. It says they hunt during the day. Okay, so eagles are hunters and they hunt during the day. 2 or more, I'm starting to get a group. Okay, stay here. Stay in this column. Okay, do I have anything else about the eagle as a hunter? Okay, like what does the eagle hunt? What's its hunting for what? And so I know it's hunting for food, right? That makes sense. So hunting, and I'm looking for anything that might get me closer to its hunting for food. Ooh, look, catches, fights, and kills its prey. Catches is how it hunts. It hunts to catch. All right, so I'm writing down hunt equals catch. okay, on yellow, because I'm having these thoughts. When you put details together in a group, ding, 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 yellow. That's your thinking. Why do you think these go together? So, hunting, catching, hunting its prey. I'm going to move that one up. Okay, now do I have anything else about the prey and how it goes after this hunting, this catching, this killing of its prey? All right, nest, no. Rips flesh off the prey. Ooh, yes. So hunt, and I'm starting to think that the eagle hunts very aggressively. I'm going to write aggressive hunter up here. All right, catch. Okay, so I got nest. Okay, so now I might have a few more here. Okay, that goes with this. But what I want to do is remember, that you have to be able to group related information. Wait, look at it. Wait for it. That fits both text A and B, or topic A and topic B. Meaning, I cannot put a pink category here that is hunts for prey until I know it fits for owls too. Ho, ho, ho. So now I've got to go after it. I'm looking in particular for any detail about how an owl hunts for its prey. Okay, flies inches from its prey undetected. Oh yeah, that's going to work for me. Solitary, 40 miles an hour, rotates the neck, super hearing. Sharp talons pierce the prey's organs. So it's going after the prey, and those toes, those claws, pierce it. Lord of the night. I don't really know what that means by itself, but after having read, remember these details came from my reading voice, it means like they're the stalkers of the night. And so I know that's partly how they hunt. They hunt at night. They're nighttime hunters. I'm writing that down, not because the details said that, but I'm putting these details together. Silent predators at night. Silent, they're quiet. As aggressive as the eagles were, I'm thinking that owls are a little more like a stealth stalker kind of hunter. I'm going to put this, these are the thoughts I'm having about why I put these together in a group. So any thoughts you have, that's yellow, and it's going to really help you when it's time to explain your thinking. We're just grouping right now, but explain it later. Is there anything else about how the owl hunts its prey? Speed, flying, character in a book, powerful beak to grip and tear the prey. Did you see that one too? Yeah. All right, so that's about the prey. Here we go. Got it up here. All right, so now I've got hunting for its prey, hunting for its prey. So I have grouped related information, multiple details for text A, and I've grouped details for text B. And I have, in my grouping, been thinking, ooh, this is about hunting. And more specifically, it's been about hunting your prey. That, ba-bam, is my label. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it if I actually had to write this out, what this would sound like? Are you seeing the topic sentence for this paragraph of information? Yeah. Did you see how I had to lift details, move them around, and talk through them? Yeah. You don't just take two details. Yep, I got it. No, you don't got it. All right. That's not how it works. All right. Help me with the next one. Help me. Oh, wait. I want to check something. Remember what we learned in the previous lessons, that in order to have a category, you have to make sure that you have some similarities and some differences. So we know we have differences, right? We have hunt during the day, hunt at night. We know we're different, okay? But do we have anything that is similar? We got to make sure we have some similarities here. Catches and kills its prey. Oh, yeah, catches and kills its prey. That's similar. Anything else about similarities? They're both hunters. Okay, we could use that, similar. Rips flesh off the beak. The beak grips and tears the prey. Rips the flesh off the prey. Yes, I do. I don't just have differences. I have similarities. Check This is going to work for me. Okay, now you help me with the next one. All right, I'm going to take those details out of the equation. All right, so we have hunts for our prey. Done. Now I'm left with these remaining details down here. All right, and just these are all owl and these are all eagle. Okay, so let me zoom in just on those remaining ones now and ask you, do you see any that go together? Do you see any that go together? Okay, you're studying that. I'm looking up here. Remember, you need more than one, something that's more than one that goes together. I'm seeing a lot about flying, at least in the eagle. I see flies alone. I see it flies gracefully. It flies plus 10,000 feet. Anything else? Oh yeah, the speed. Flies 40 miles an hour normally, but could be plus, or could be 100. Okay. Anything else about flying? Swoops. How it, right, soars gracefully up here, but it also swoops for prey. Good. Yeah. Okay, so wait. So I have this grouping here. Okay, so now why? What are we seeing here? This is, I'm grabbing my yellow sticky notes here. It's all about flying, yeah. But what do we notice about its flying? It goes fast, it goes slower, it soars, it swoops, it flies alone, it flies high. What would we say in general about the eagle? Let's kind of put some, draw some conclusions. All right, eagle, it flies fast, okay? It has different movements. It swoops and it goes high. Okay, so fast and swoops and then slower and soars. Okay, I'm writing that down. Okay, yeah. But all of this is about flying, isn't it? Okay, I'm just going to tuck that back here because that kind of holds all these details together. Okay, and I'll just put it over top. Okay, so now, are we good? No, we're not good. What do we have to do now? We have grouped the first column, eagles. Now we have to see if the same grouping holds true for the other. Okay, so do we have things about flying over here on the owls? You look at the screen. Tell me what you would put together. Anything about flying? Okay, you see the speed. All right, 40 miles an hour max. Doesn't fly far. That's good. Says the word right in it. Okay, what else do we know about flying? Below 500 feet. Okay, so it stays low. And swoops, also swoops after its prey. Okay, so hearing, you wouldn't put it with, why not? It's about the owl, but it's not about how the owl flies. Okay, so I'm going to move all of these extra ones just down here on the bottom. And so if we said the eagle in general is fast and swoops or slowly soars, what would we say about an owl and how it flies? Let's just kind of come up with some key thoughts. It's definitely a slower bird. Okay, so it's slower. Okay, I'm writing that down. What else? It's slower, it's lower, it doesn't go as high, all right? It doesn't go as far, okay? So low, not far, especially compared to the eagle. Fast and high, low and slow. Okay, got it. Okay, so I need a category. I need you, what could I say? Now, you could just say how they move. But, you know, the neck moves 270 degrees. So how they move isn't specific enough. What would you say? Something with flying. What about flying? You could say how they fly. Different ways they fly, swooping versus soaring, different speeds. How about something about how their flight patterns? Flight behaviors. You see it? Whoa, we're not done. We have to make sure that in this row we have similarities. not just differences. I know we have differences, but do we have any similarities? I'm just going to remove these temporarily. All right, fly alone, 500 feet, no, oh gosh, swoops for prey. That's in both. Okay, and we have this 40 miles an hour, although this is the max and this is their normal. At least I can reference that 40 is mutual between the two. So I do have some similarities. Do you see what we're doing? Do you see how, as readers, you have to do all 4 steps when it's nonfiction? It's more work because you don't have this automatic set of story element categories. Do you see how we have multiple details in each box or cell? And that is not by accident. That's because we're going to have supporting detail sentences for the paragraph, because a row will eventually be a paragraph. And we need multiple supporting details, right? All right, so we're getting it. We're starting to understand how this works. So what about all the other details? Miss Meckens, we have all these extra details we didn't use. What do you do with, you know what? Welcome to the real world, people. That's normal. It's not, you don't get an even number of details and everything fits nicely into a box. No. And you don't force it. You don't just push it into something because, well, you're supposed to use it. No, that's off-topic details. Only things that fit go together. You can have extras. You can have extras. And you just don't reference them. You just wouldn't use them. If this is all I knew about eagles and owls, I would have 2 body paragraphs. I need an intro, a conclusion, and I got 2 body paragraphs. That's it. Unless you can find another category that has multiple details and represents both. Okay, it doesn't fit with what we're used to. We're used to everything has a home. Everything has an answer. No. That's not normal, okay? So we came up with 2 really good categories here. So here's what I want you to remember is the process. You take note of everything you know about one text or topic. Then you take note of everything you know about the other text or topic. And then you start with 1 column. I started just with eagles, and I pick up a detail, and I start to look, is there anything like this that I can create a grouping of in this one topic? And once I had 2 or 3 and some thoughts, then I went to the other side to see, because I can't have a category unless it's in both columns, all right? That's why it's an inference. We had to come up with this and this. It wasn't given to us. We created those categories out of grouped details. All right, so here's what I'd like you to do. If you were in Mrs. Meckens' class, I have more details about eagles and owls. And you're going to sort, you're going to create at least 2 more categories. And I don't want either of them to be hunt, prey, or flight behavior. You cannot use those, all right? But I want you, and there's lots of possibilities, you guys. There is no answer. And you will not use all of these details for 2 more categories, all right? Don't worry about it. But I want you to do the same process. Grab a detail from eagles, look for a few more related, figure out how you think they're related, and then go after a similar grouping in owls and then slap a category on it. How would you label it? I'm looking for at least 2 more. So I'm going to give you this list of details. I've already done the listing, all right, but you got to read it, all right, because it's different details than what I've read to you so far. And then I want you to you can either transfer it over here, okay, or I suppose you could just circle and number and you know, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. These all go together, and category 1 is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and these all go together, and category 2 is. You can do it on this page if you don't want to recopy it over to this page, or I've also given you the exact same information, all of this exact same information on this Google slide, and you could actually then just move the details like I did. You could move them around, and you could type in your categories. And remember, I'm looking for at least 2 new groupings, 2 new categories, and then you can just put all the extra and filler at the bottom. If this is too cray-cray and busy, maybe you want to just copy and paste and bring them over to this clean slide. Okay, either way, I don't care, but you're using eagle and owl information, and you're going to attempt to come up with 2 more categories of comparison. And make sure that whatever you have in that row, it's not just differences. It's also some similarities. If you were in Mrs. Smecken's class, that's what you'd be doing, but your teacher might have a better idea.